Hello, how's it going? I took this P10 Alpha out earlier on today. It was a bit nippy. Wasn't really in the mood for even doing anything to do with RC cars. I just had so much other stuff to do. So I did cut it a little bit short. But we need to fix a few things on it. I never did glue the tyres on because I just completely forgot they wasn't glued. Simple as that. In fact, I don't think I even checked. I don't know. Anyway, so the tyres were rattling around and falling off. What was the other problem? Oh, there was a problem with the fuel, but I fixed that towards the end. The main problem was the receivers a bit dicky. I know I had a drawer full of Fly Sky receivers. Some of them were a bit dicky at long range and they'd just do their own thing randomly. They were okay for testing on the bench to see if servos are okay, but they were no good for actually driving. The minute you get 6 feet in front of you, they start twitching and just losing signal and having massive delays. I must have accidentally, or perhaps on purpose, but then forgot about, I'm not really sure, put one of them in here because it was just doing its own thing. So I've got a Futaba receiver that we'll put that in it. We'll run it on Futaba, much better anyway. Glue the tyres. The exhaust fell off, so we'll put the exhaust back on and find out why that fell off. And that's it. We'll fire it up, get it to where it runs, because it was running a bit dicky, but I think I did fix that. It must have had a little bit of jelly in one of the jets, and I think the last thing I'd done before I give up with it, because my fingers were falling off, because it was really cold this morning. It was like my fingertips. The wind, it was very windy. It wasn't necessarily cold. It was 5 degrees, which is ample, but the wind was really wearing at my fingertips, and I just had enough of it. So I blew down the pipe, and I think I must have blown the jelly through, and it started to run really, really well, which was a good thing, but also a bad thing, because it meant that when the servos decided, or the receiver, or whatever it is, decided it wanted to do its own thing, it really did do its own thing. So, yeah, let's have a look and get all them things squared up, shall we? I think we shall. Right. I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to get done right now. Time is running away with me, I'll tell you that now. But let's see. So, tyre glue. Actually, let's have a look. What's the matter with this exhaust? Why is that? Right, that's fine. It just slots in there. I thought there might have been a grub screw or some screw holding it in place. But there isn't. Lovely blimey. Right, so what we got here, a shoebox full of all this. I stuffed all the oils in this box when I was sorting out there you go, medium tyre glue. Lovely, nearly went in me cup of coffee. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? So yeah, what I'd done was I stuffed them all in that shoebox just because they were, well, I thought to myself, I might need them in the near future. I might not need them in the near future, but then I might need them in the near future. And if I need them in the near future, I'll need them accessible. So what I've done was put them inside a shoebox, thinking to myself, that is going to be absolutely spandabby-doozy. Nope. Nope. Aha. That's what I want. That's what I want. John! John! That's what I want. So, we'll glue these tyres on, because that's probably the thing that I will forget to do again. And yeah, just enjoy life. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Perfect tyres. They are absolutely perfect. Bit of glue. I'm not going to do all of them in front of you because you'll get bored. But look, just put a little bit of glue. Boop. Oh, it come out. That's it. Just swoop it around there. Ah, no, I don't know. It's on the inside anyway. It does annoy me when the glue comes out and it's on the outside of the tyre and you see it all the time. Yeah, I think to myself, oh, what? There's no foams in these either. But that's alright. Yeah, I don't like it when the glue comes out and it's on the outside of the tyre and you see it. It's like, oh, my giddy aunt. What a bit of a gee. But luckily, it hasn't yet. So So I'll just put that on there, let that run around there. There we go. Oh, it all came out. That's great. Absolutely perfect. Perfect. John, what are you doing? You're messing it. John, now you've glued the tyre to my hand, John. Manuel's causing a bit of trouble. Right. Lovely jubbly. Right. Just put that there like that. A little bit of glue. Let go. Great. Wipe it off. What you can do, you can either just get a normal cloth, or you can get a cloth with a bit of on it, bit of water, and you know, it just wipes away the excess glue. So beep, 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 beep. But sometimes what I was on about is, I know some of you were saying, well, just wipe it off. I can hear you, I can hear you. But what I meant was, when you don't realise it, or someone else does it, or you just don't realise that the glue's come around on the outside of the tyre, and then, you know, it's a bit of a problem, to be fair with you, because it looks unspectacular. Right, I'm going to do the other ones and just enjoy myself, I suppose, while I'm doing it. Need to put a cable tie around there and a cable tie around there. Well, I might leave it because they were actually left. They didn't really come with any cable ties on them at all. But I might put a cable tie on it because I did notice that this was flapping around and then it was going to fall off. So probably might do that. Right then. I haven't got a clue. Well, I have got a clue. I mean, I left a wheel there. A wheel nut. This has been like an abandoned garage for, well, a week or more now. I started doing this. Did I glue this wheel? No. I didn't glue any of this wheel. I'm not sure. I don't even know how far I got. I don't know what ones I glued and what ones I didn't glue. But yeah, I went to go and do something, and then I got bloody unwell, and literally just been going to work and coming straight home and going to bed. Proper bad. But well, actually not proper bad. It could have been worse. But I haven't done anything to do with any of this, or anything at all, actually, for the matter of fact. Since the last bit of this video, the first bit of this video, I mean. It must be more than a week ago now. More than a week, definitely more than a week. A couple of weeks, probably. Anyway. So let's finish gluing this tyre. Get my fingers stuck to it at the same time. Let's finish gluing this one. Stick this one on. I'll just work out what other ones I glued. Did I glue the other side, or did I just do that one? I can't remember what I did. And what was the other things I needed to do? Put cable ties around that exhaust. I've got to change the receiver out. We've got a Futaba one in this drawer. We'll stick this Futaba one on. Yeah, we'll run it on Futaba. I know that'll be reliable. A lot more reliable than that Fly Sky anyway. So did I glue this tyre? Yeah, I glued that one. So I've only done one side. So I've got to do these two tyres. Glue them on. And then we'll get on to the other bits and bobs. I always find it funny how, you know, I'm just talking about in general life now, not necessarily aiming it at anybody in specific, but just in general life. Do you find it funny how you get people want to tell you how to do things and where you've gone wrong, when they probably don't know anything about it themselves. I know there's some certain people that watch these videos that don't like it when I talk about life and people in life. But the matter of the fact is, we all live life. There may be some of you that aren't living life right now. You may be ghosts, which is fine by me. But for the most part, at this moment of watching this, you're living life. So we can all relate to certain things like that, if you know what I mean. And I do find it funny. I've been doing I used to get quite a lot of it with these RC videos, particularly the ones where I try to help beginners out. I'd get people who think they know what they're talking about, and they have to put their 2 pence in. Well, the fact of the matter is, if you really do know what you're talking about, you wouldn't be commenting on rubbish on a video trying to help beginners, would you? Because you'd understand that a beginner needs to be helped. And I've been doing a series on CB radios on my other channel to try and help beginners in CB radio, because it's CB radio is a little bit like RC, you know, for people that are just beginning. They seem to get a little bit overwhelmed, and they just even the most simple and most common sense things they just can't seem to grasp. So I've been doing my best to try and help them, but I've been getting quite a lot of people that have been going, well, I've been doing this for 40 years and I can tell you what you've just said there is all completely wrong. But the thing is, when I try to help people, or if I do a beginner video on anything, or if I do any video on anything, it's always from my own experience, what's worked for me. So if I've done something and it's worked for me numerous times and I've not had any trouble, is it necessarily wrong? You know? And it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Some of you may think, well, it must do because you're talking about it. Well, I'm only talking about it because I like to talk about subjects. Now, it doesn't matter whether I'm talking into a camera where you lot all live, or if I'm talking to you face to face. I still like to talk about subjects, and I love to relate about just life with other people. It's something that I like to do. And we all encounter these people that just have to correct other people. And I am going somewhere with this, don't worry. This isn't, well, it is a pointless thing to talk about really, because I know a lot of you don't care about it, and you let me know that in the comments, which is great. But my point is, if you're trying to do something, yeah, let's say you're trying to get into a hobby, could be CB, could be RC, could be Nitro, could be something like that, could be any, could be a different hobby, could be sewing, could be kite flying, could be surfing, could be steam trains, it could be anything. If you're trying to get into a hobby and you've got, you know, you're learning things and you've got other people trying to help you out, but then you'll always come across, it is more prevalent in certain hobbies, like shooting, for example. When I went to go and get my gun licenses and all that kind of stuff, I come across loads of people. I had some nice people telling me what guns to go and get. You know, Remington, go into the gun shop and ask for this, ask for that. Get that. You go in the gun shop and you'll always get, you talk to the bloke in the counter and there'll be some bloke over there. He'll turn around and he'll butt in and he'll go, well, actually, yes, I don't think you'll get very far doing shooting. You know, that's what happened to me genuinely. I was in the gun shop talking to a bloke over the counter who wasn't, he was talking down to me, to be fair, but he owned the shop, so I was respecting that. And there was a bloke over there, I don't know what he was doing, I didn't really take much notice, but then he come and butted in between us and he said, actually, I don't think you'll get very far doing shooting. And I was like, what do you mean? And he looked at me as if the way I was dressed wasn't right, do you know what I mean? Well, it wasn't really for shooting, I had a bloody hoodie on and a pair of shorts, but I wasn't in there for a dress competition, I was in there to find out information on how to go and get me licenses. The point is, again, before I go off on another tangent, there'll always be those types of people that they may or may not have been doing something for a period of time. They may or may not have a wealth of knowledge about that particular subject or hobby. But because you are a beginner and you know, they assume nothing about that particular hobby, they look down at you and they will want to intimidate you. They'll make out that they want to help you, but they want to intimidate you, which is strange to me. I can't understand that. Why would you want to intimidate someone in the first place? Let alone someone who wants to join your hobby. Weird. Don't let them. See their intimidation as they're weaker than you. And you won't rise, or you won't fall to their level. You'll rise above them. I don't really like it when you get that in hobbies. There's loads of hobbies, you know, where people are a bit like that. But it is a fact of life, you know. You can get, there's jobs, you know, you go and start a new job or something, or a new career, or just go to a new place of work, and the people around there, you know, they're a bit like, oh, a new person, and they start to talk down at you. But it's just the way it is. It's just life. Some people get intimidated by it and some don't, and I don't like the ones that do get intimidated by it. I find it bizarre. Well, I shouldn't say I don't like the ones. I don't like it when they do that. Let's see, let's plug this in there. So we want, I don't know what servo that goes to. I haven't got a clue what wire this servo goes to. I should have took a note of one I've unplugged it from, but I was too busy talking to you about the rubbish that you're probably not interested in listening to, that I can't remember what one I unplugged it from. So we'll just plug that one in there and see which one it controls. We'll plug that one in here, number 2. The worst case scenario, for you lot that don't know, is that the steering and the throttle and the brakes will just be around the wrong way, and we'll just have to switch the plugs around. That's the very worst case scenario. Nothing bad will become of it. This dodgy receiver can go back in there for another day, and I'll put it on another car and not realise it. I'm not sure what this receiver came out of, so I don't know what I need to put my transmitter on. So we'll just have a guess. Battery's still got a charge in it, so that's good. It's definitely not techno. Right, model select. What have we got? We'll try that one. Oh, it's that one. Alright, but for some reason we've got the steering is round the wrong way, so we will, let me see, I have to reteach myself how to use this bloody transmitter every time. We don't want steering mix. Oh, steering mix is on, we want that off. What else do we want? We want reverse. That's what we want. Steering. Right. Why is it like that? What's... That doesn't seem right. Ah. That's why. Drive shaft was half popped out. That's weird, isn't it? Right. Throttle, yep. Brakes, yep. That all seems to be working well. What about fail safe? Turn this off. Nothing. Alright. Let's see. Fail safe. I saw that somewhere. There we go, fail safe. Fail safe, throttle mode, position. We'll have it on a little bit of brakes. 60%. There we go. So now, when I lose signal, we should go to 60% brakes. There we go. That's the way I like it, by the way, you lot. I know quite a lot of you don't want the brakes to come on. You just want it to go to neutral, so it just rolls around. But I like the brakes to come on. All right, that's the way I like it. If I lost a signal, I want the car just to stop. Could be about to go into a road, you know, and I've got no steering because I've lost signal. Anything could be about to happen. So I like it to go onto brakes. Let's put this antenna up the tube. Look at that. This is a proper nice little car. What I really need to do is do it justice. Oh, you bollocks. Right. I think you didn't see a lot of that. Well, you did see, you would have seen it, but I think I would have probably have cut most of that last bit out when I was trying to set the failsafe up. Because for some reason, my camera decided that it was not going to record audio very well again. But don't worry, all I done was set the failsafe up with my transmitter. That's pretty much what I done, and then put the cover on here. So luckily, you know, you didn't miss out on much. Pardon me. Yeah, so that's on there. That is on there. So what I do need to do is what I was about to say before I realised that there was no, we wouldn't have heard anything. Turn that off now. What I do need to do is give some justice to the channel members that helped me do this, and Mr. Keith, who sent me this shell. So I must get some paint and paint this shell fairly soon. I'm just going to do a solid colour. I have no practice in painting shells, so I don't know how. Well, I've got a rough idea of how it's done, but I don't know how people do all these two different colours and sharp lines and all that. I tried it and it ended up being a bit of a dog's dinner. I tried it a few times when I was younger. So I'm just going to do a solid colour and just put stickers on for lights and things like that. I'd love to be able to just do different colours and actual do like the original shell should have been white, red and all this, but I just can't do it. And I do need to practice doing it. I'd love to know how to do it, but I've only got one shell. Do you know what I mean? And this one was sent to me by Mr. Keith, a channel member. So I don't want to mess it up. So I'm just going to do a solid colour at some point. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I've got a hell of a lot going on at the moment. So I haven't really got much spare time to sit there and paint things, let alone any equipment to paint anything. But it will be done at some point. Anyway, oh, I've got to put cable ties around that exhaust, haven't I? So bear with me a second. By the way, you lot, bit of interesting information for some of you. Now, this channel is actually able to accept memberships from people that are watching on iOS devices. Right, I've got a different selection of cable ties, but I decided to go for these. I was going to go for some clear ones to match that, but I only had big clear ones. I didn't have little ones, these sort of medium sized ones. So we're going to go this way around. I can always take them off, it's not the end of the world. Sometimes I do things and I get people comment and say, no, that's ridiculous. And I think to myself, blimey, you know, it's not a permanent thing. I can take these off, whatever it is I might be doing, you know. Anyway, with these cable ties, I can take them off, you know. They're not like set in stone forever and ever and a day. But I've noticed that when this is running, there's some nitro that blows out the back here. Look, you can still see it. I haven't cleaned it up. And it goes all over the axle and that. I don't really care about that on a normal car. But I do want to try and keep this clean because I don't intend on running it too often. But I do want to have it as a usable car. I'm in the process of finding all the magazines, by the way, and when I do, we'll go through the lot and I'll show you everything, because quite a lot of you don't believe me when I tell you that this is the correct exhaust for it. I know it is, because I bloody built it, and all that other rubbish. It's not right, that's not right. Oh, piss off. Do you know what I mean? I know what it is. I built it. These are the parts that came with it. Anyway, so look, now I put cable ties around. Now hopefully that seals that, so I shouldn't get too much nitro buzzing out through there, and it should all just come out the exhaust as it should do. Let me get some side cutters. Or should I just leave these on? I might just leave them on. Pretty cool, aren't they? No, I'll cut them off. I'll cut them off. I've got a habit of not cutting cable ties like that. And I just leave them, and they flap around for years. And I'm like, oh yeah, I probably should cut them. Anyway, that is that. Right, I'm out of here now. I've always got other stuff to do, but I've got the minion just come in and asked me to help him do something. So I was going to fire this up, and because it was a bit dicky, wasn't it, the last time I ran it when I was out in the industrial estate. But I'm pretty sure I fixed that by blowing down it. I need another bit of tube. This is too wide of a tube. It doesn't really seal very well with this fuel line. But I think everything else is pretty much squared up on it now. The tyres are glued. It's got a good receiver in it that I know has got good range. It's a Futaba one, and I know it's a good one. It's a new one, or newish. Everything else should be good. Still got half a tank of nitro, because I didn't use a lot of it last time because the receiver was playing up. So there we go. That is that. Put cable ties around the exhaust. Literally, there's nothing else to do apart from paint the shell now. So I'll probably go on another test drive. Another test drive? I know. How many test drives do you want, Orinoco? I don't know. I like a test drive, alright? It's an excuse, because I haven't got any... Well, I don't really have much time just to go and do something for the fun of it. And if I say to the missus, look, I'm going to go on a test drive, I've got to test this car, she kind of goes, well, why? And I say, well, because I've done this and I've done that, I need to make sure it's all right. And kind of gets passed off. If I say I want to go and have some fun, she gets the ump with it, and I'm not allowed to. So it has to be a test drive, all right? Between you and me, it has to be a test drive. So yeah, at some point soon. I'll catch you later on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around, and if you are subscribed or you've become a channel member, thank you very much. We're going to have a good Christmas, hopefully, coming up. I know it's not even Halloween yet, I know that, but it's coming, you know. We're going down the slope now to Christmas time at the bottom, you know. Summer's at the top of the hill, and you go down to Christmas in the valleys, you know what I mean, in the calm, snowy valleys, and then you go up again to summer on the top of the mountains, you know what I mean, then you go back down again to the valleys of Christmas. There's no snow around here anymore. Snow's long gone, unfortunately. Maybe we'll have some snow this year. Snow this year. Snow this year.